Greetings to you in the name of our Lord and our Savior Jesus Christ. Today we will see how David, an ordinary shepherd boy, brought hope to the Israelite soldiers who were in a hopeless situation, who had lost all hope. Now, if you are on a spotlight when the sun is bright, it does not matter how powerful the spotlight is, it will not have any impact on the surrounding because the sun is already bright. But if you light a candle in a room where there's no light, the candle can be as small as a birthday cake candle. The light that candle produces will make a tremendous impact on all those who are caught in that dark room. David was like a small candle that brought hope to the Israelite soldiers who were caught in a hopeless situation. In 1 Samuel chapter 17, we are told that the Israelite army and the Palestine army that camped on two hills, to engage in a battle. And for 40 days, the Palestine army, they were waging a psychological warfare on the Israelite army. For 40 days, they sent their champion Goliath, a giant, to intimidate, to frighten the Israelite soldiers. And they were successful. The Palestinians were successful. The Israelite soldiers were intimidated by Goliath, and they were gripped by fear. Can you imagine what would have happened after 40 days if David had not entered into the scene, and if both the armies had clashed in a battle? I think that the Palestinian army would have totally defeated the Israelite army, because the Israelite soldiers were already defeated mentally. The psychological war that the Palestinian army conducted for 40 days was very successful. So the Israelite army was just waiting to be defeated. Now there, when I was reading 1 Samuel 17, verse 25, now the Israelite had been saying, "Do you see how this man keeps coming up? He comes out to defy Israel. The king will give great wealth to the man who kills him. He will also give him his daughter in marriage and will exempt his father's family from taxes in Israel." So can you imagine the situation the Israelite soldiers were in? One, when King Saul came up with this reward, they may have hoped that one of the soldiers would go forward and defeat Goliath. They may have hoped the reward that King Saul has promised will motivate, inspire one of them to go forward and defeat Goliath. But none of the soldiers took that offer that King Saul made. The reward that King Saul made also shows how desperate the Israelite soldiers were, the Israel army was. Now, can you imagine the king coming forward and saying that I will give one of my daughter in marriage to anyone? It does not matter who the soldier is. To any of the soldiers who will go forward and engage Goliath in battle and defeat him. That was the situation. They were in a real desperate situation. And it was in that situation that God, I'll say God, led David into. Now David was just a shepherd boy. But when he entered into the camp and he heard what was being said by Goliath, when all the soldiers were trembling in fear, look what David said. Verse 32. David said to Saul, let no one lose heart. So David says, let no one lose heart. When all the soldiers had lost hope, they were just waiting to be defeated, to be killed. But then David walks in, an ordinary shepherd boy. He says, let no one lose a heart. On account of this Philistine, your servant will go and fight him. Your servant will go and fight him. Now, David brought hope to the Israelite camp. Now, when all the other soldiers were terrified, David brought courage into the camp. David brought hope into the camp. Why? Because he knew that God will defeat Goliath. Because David's hope was in God. So he walks in and says, I am not afraid of this giant. I will accept the challenge. And so David said, don't lose heart. Don't lose. And if you read the whole chapter, David brings God into the camp. Earlier, they were only focused on Goliath. Now David brings God into the camp. He talks about God. He tells them God will give victory. And we know that David went forward and defeated Goliath. And upon seeing David as shepherd boy, was not even armed with a sword. When they saw how he killed Goliath, they all, fear left the camp of the Israelite army, and fear gripped the Philistine army, the Philistine soldiers. And all of a sudden, these Israelite soldiers were filled with courage, and they all attacked the Philistine soldiers and defeated them. Why? Because David was nobody. He was actually nobody. David was not even a soldier, but he went in and he was like that small candle because he believed, he trusted in God. And he brought victory to the Israelite, to Israel. Now, sometimes God calls us to be like David. And sometimes the world keeps telling us you must be like a spotlight. We all like to be like a spotlight, attracting attention. But God sometimes just calls us to be like the little candle. Jesus bids us shine with a small clear light, like a little candle burning in the night. You in your small corner and I in mine. A Sunday school chorus that I've learned. Now Jesus is just calling us to be light, to shine like a light. You mean I've heard this song? Jesus bids us shine with a small clear light, like a little candle burning in the night, like you in your corner and I in mine. Beautiful chorus. Jesus is calling us to shine like a. Jesus is calling us to shine. You in your corner and I in mine. And we don't know who will be blessed with that little light that we shine in our own respective corners. Now, we do not know how many people out there are living without hope, especially during this pandemic period. We will not know unless we are prepared to shine, unless we are prepared to be sensitive to what is happening around us. Now, David could have taken an indifferent attitude, delivered the food, and then could have returned home and told the parents, father, what was happening. But he took an interest in what was happening. So we must take an interest in what is happening. We may not be able to bless every one, but we can bless someone. We can shine light into the life of one person. And the light that we shine can make a tremendous impact in the life of that one person. Naaman was a leper. He had lost all hope. A captive girl was working in Naaman's house, a captive Jewish girl. When there was no hope for Naaman, she just said to her master, why not go to Israel? There is a prophet. That's what she said. She was that little birthday candle light in Naaman's house. And that light brought hope to Naaman and his family. And that light brought healing to Naaman and his family. Sometimes we may not be able to do much. Even the words that we utter can lift someone who may be drowning in their problem. So, words are spoken, encouraging words, can be a light. The little good things that we do can be a light. So, will you be a light? like David? Will you submit yourself and allow God, the Holy Spirit, to use you to bring hope to those who are living without hope? David brought hope to the Israelite camp where the soldiers had lost all hope. You can also do that. You can do that to a working colleague. You can be a light to a working colleague. You can be a light to your neighbor. You can be a light to a fellow church member. But keep burning in your small corner. And I will keep burning in my small corner. When all the Christians rise up and burn, like a small little candle, the light will be tremendous. It will have a tremendous impact on the society where God has placed us. God bless you. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.